Today I wanted to share my product review of the PetSafe Pawz Away Pet Barrier. We have a chocolate lab named Saddie. She's right here with me. And I get asked quite often how we keep her off of the counters and out of the trash. Labradors are notoriously known for being food hounds. They love to eat. So a lot of people have trouble keeping this breed of dog off counters and out of garbage cans. And it happens with a lot of other breeds as well. So this is my secret to keeping our dogs away from things that they're not supposed to get into. This, again, is the Pawz Away Pet Barrier from PetSafe. So this is the Pawz Away unit, and you can see it's got two buttons here, programmable buttons. So you can put it on, there's two different modes, and you can set the barrier. It's adjustable from 1 to 6 feet in radius, so it would be a 2 to 12 foot diameter around wherever you don't want your dogs to go. So all you have to do is set your barrier. I'm going to move the receiver collar. So you turn your barrier on, and then you set it wherever you want it, and you put the receiver collar on your dog. And as your dog comes closer within the boundary, I don't know if you can hear that beeping, hopefully you can, but they will receive the beep audible notification that they're entering an area they shouldn't be in, and then they'll receive a startling but corrective electric shock. So once you train them and they understand that when they hear the beep, they need to turn around and go away from that area, they'll quickly realize that the beep means they need to avoid the garbage can or the countertops or your couch, your furniture, wherever you don't want your dog to be. They'll quickly associate that beep with the electronic stimulation, and they will hear the beep and avoid that area. And pretty soon they're just gonna learn that that is a no-go zone, and it's a really quick, easy way to train your dog. I have people that ask, about the electronic correction. When done properly, static correction does not hurt your pet. And typically they don't get the static correction with a device like this because they hear the beep and they learn to associate that with the static correction and the discipline. So they usually don't get the static correction more than once or twice, and then they learn what that means. And the other reason that we use this product is because I can train my dogs to stay off the counters. I can train my dogs to stay off my furniture, but this does the job for you when you're not at home to watch them. Animals, like humans, can be sneaky sometimes. So, this makes sure that that consistency is there with the training and that you're keeping your dog out of that no-go area, even when you're not there to watch them. So here again is the barrier. It's really easy to use, just two buttons that you can press easily to change the programming and again, adjust that barrier of either 1 to 6 foot radius, which is a 2 to 12 foot diameter around the area that you don't want your pet to access. The Pawz Away Indoor Pet Barrier is safe for dogs weighing more than 5 pounds. And the collar here is adjustable for neck sizes between 6 and 28 inches. It looks like a pretty standard electronic collar. This is where you access the battery. It does come with 2 3-volt batteries already in it, and then you'll just have to replace those. The electronic unit itself, it takes 3 AA batteries, and it does not come with those batteries, so just something to keep in mind. So here's how you access the batteries, and you just turn that with a screwdriver or butter knife, and you can get right in there. Those are the prongs that give the static correction if your dog needs that. The kit comes with 1 wireless barrier and 1 collar. It's $74.95 for the complete kit. You can buy an additional barrier or additional collars for $54.95 each, depending on how many you need. If you have, I have 3 dogs, you can buy 3 collars. If you have multiple places in your house where you want your dogs to stay away from, such as furniture, you can buy multiple barriers. So you could have, say, 1 in your bedroom, 1 in the living room, 1 in the kitchen if you need them to stay away from the garbage. So you can buy multiples of each depending on how many dogs you have and how many things you need them to avoid. You may have seen some of my other reviews on PetSafe devices. One of those is our PetSafe in-ground fence, which is the electronic fence we use to keep our dogs in the yard. And another thing that really drew me to this indoor barrier is that the barrier, this unit, the electronic unit itself, is also compatible with YardMax in-ground fence receiver collars and PetSafe Classic in-ground fence receiver collars. So we have the Classic in-ground fence, and my dog only has to wear one collar. So they don't have to have two of these boxes, these receivers on them all the time, and I don't have to switch between one collar when they're outside when I need them to stay in the yard, and one collar when they're inside and I need them to stay off the counters and out of the trash. So I like that it can do multiple different types of collars. So if you already use a PetSafe fence, or if you're thinking about putting one in, that's another reason why I chose the PetSafe indoor pet barrier as opposed to some of the other comparable products on the market. Speaking of comparable products, this one is pretty similar in price. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I spent $75 and it keeps my dogs off of, you know, things that I don't want. My dogs would eat $75 worth of food in a month if, you know, they were able to get on the counters. They would, you know, make a mess that I have to clean up every day when I get home from work. So, you know, for me, $75 is well worth it. I think it's a good value for the money if you have trouble with that. Again, like getting on furniture, you know, dogs ruin furniture and bedding. So, you know, $75 spent now can actually save you money in the long run. So I do feel like it's a good value for the money. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to email me. Thanks for watching this video review.